Buddhism, like Jainism, developed in the Axial Age 2,500 years ago. The story of the Buddha is an inspiring one. Born a prince, it is foretold to his father that his son would either be a worldly leader or a spiritual one. Wanting his son to follow in his own footsteps, his father kept Siddhartha, later to be called the Buddha, which means the enlightened one, sheltered so not to experience pains of this world and to question its meaning. After Siddhartha married and had a child, it is said that he ventured out of the kingdom and witnessed 4 sides: death, disease, old age, and a religious mendicant. The first 3 sights awoken within the Buddha a desire to transcend this material world of pain and suffering, and the sight of the monastic gave him a method to do so. He left his kingdom around the age of 30 years old, now on a quest. For 5 years it is said that he practiced a variety of austerities, from strict asceticism that left him feeble and nearly dead, to various forms of yoga. But it was not until around the age of 35 that enlightenment occurred. How did he achieve this? The answer, through moderation and meditation. First, he rejected strict asceticism, since it only left him on the verge of death, and advocated instead the path of the middle way, or the path of moderation. Once fed and stronger, he proceeded to meditate under the Bodhi tree until spiritually awakened. While meditating, legend tells us of his shadow self projecting itself in the form of Mara, the tempter. Overcoming this, Buddha was now awakened, enlightened, aware. What was the Buddha aware of? It is said that he realized the 4 Noble Truths, which became the first sermon, winning over several disciples. Truth 1. All life is dukkha, meaning suffering or unsatisfactoriness. Yes, we can experience as glimpses of what seems to be happiness, but always temporary, and only followed by emotional and physical pains, diseases, and death. Truth 2. Dukkha is caused by tanha, or cravings and thirstings. This means that we chase after things in this world, like health, wealth, youth, beauty, immortality. But all of these pursuits result in inevitable disappointments. We age, we disease, we die. These first 2 truths, says Buddha, are the problems of life. Now Buddha offers the second 2 Noble Truths, the solutions. Truth 3. We can stop dukkha by stopping tanha. In other words, we can get rid of the pain if we cease chasing after these false illusions. Truth 4. He offers the method to do that. It is called the Eightfold Path. The Eightfold Path is a step-by-step procedure to become enlightened, to be radiant, to be happy, to experience what Buddha called our true higher being. These 8 steps can be divided into 3 sections: wisdom, morality, and meditation. Wisdom is to be found in the first of the 4 Noble Truths, and that is basically understanding the 4 Noble Truths. Morality covers the next several steps that are concerned with living an ethical life, such as right speech, that is not to lie or slander or gossip, or right livelihood, that is to choose a career that does not deal with killing of any kind, or right action, that is to live a life free of violence or causing pain to others. Meditation is the focus of the last few steps of the Eightfold Path. This can be all summed up as be wise and understand that this world needs to be transcended, live a moral life, and meditate. The end result, say Buddhists, is nirvana. It is not a heaven or a paradise, but a state of mind. It literally means to extinguish. But what are you extinguishing? You're extinguishing greed, hatred, delusion, ego. According to the Buddha, nirvana is our true natural state, and it's one of happiness. Anything less is selling ourselves short. When one is transcending the world of I wants and I must haves, and the ego is taken out of the equation, bliss and peace result. The Buddha had an interesting idea that there really is no I, as an unchanging eternal you. Instead, he suggested that the self is an illusion. There is no Atman, to use the Indian term. Rather, one is in a constant state of perpetual change, moment to moment, even as one incarnates into the next life. It is like a fire flame flickering away, and the goal of spirituality would be get out of the cycle of samsara and the flame moving from life to life. The goal, then, is to wake up. Once awake, one is liberated from samsara. What is it like to be awakened? The disciples asked the Buddha. The Buddha indicated it was indescribable, only to be experienced. There are many branches of Buddhism. The 2 most famous ones are Theravada and Mahayana. The Theravada Buddhists, it's also referred to as the tradition of the elders, focus on the historical Buddha and try to be true to his message. Enlightenment is the goal, and it's through individual effort, generally as a monastic, that one can attain it. The Mahayana Buddhists, also referred to as the greater vehicle, argues that the goal should not be nirvana per se, but to become a being of compassion, to become what is called a bodhisattva. This being, though enlightened, consciously chooses to remain in samsara and to help others out until all beings are liberated. One need not be a monastic to attain this level. The Dalai Lama is recognized as one such being. Within Mahayana, we find Tibetan Buddhism, Nirshin Buddhism, Pure Land Buddhism, and even Zen Buddhism, to name a few. Namaste.